guys, welcome to the best books of July. This is going to be a pretty short video because I didn't actually read a lot of books in July that I really loved. So I'll just start going through it. The first one that I read in July that I really loved was Witch Hat 8 Lear Volume 9, shown over here. And that is a fantasy manga, probably appropriate for like middle grade and older kids. I just really enjoy the artwork in this series, and it's always a very magical, interesting story. And I kind of love like all the friendships between the characters and the teachers, and it's just really good. And again, coupled with the amazing artwork, it's just a really, really nice manga series to read. So I really enjoyed that. The second book that I read that I really enjoyed was the Relentless Moon, which is the third book in the Lady Astronaut series by Marie Robinette Kowal. This book actually stopped focusing on, I think Alma is the name of the lady in the first two books, and it's focusing on a different character who has been in the books, but she wasn't the focus, and I'm blanking on her name, but she's the one who ends up doing like all the media stuff, and her husband's a senator and all that. And it focuses on her. The first part of the book is very much like on Earth. They're dealing with the humans' first movement, which is the movement against space travel. They think people should just focus on fixing stuff at Earth and not be focusing on space travel and trying to inhabit other worlds. And then maybe the second 60% of the book or so focuses on the moon, where she's on the moon trying to deal with some espionage and stuff that's happening on the moon. So very, very good, very entertaining, and I really, really loved it. I actually like this one better than I think the first two in the series. And I was a little skeptical going in because I didn't really want to switch characters, but yeah, it ended up being fantastic. And then the third one that I really loved this month that I read was Shifting Dreams. It's the first book in the Cambio Spring series by Elizabeth Hunter. This is more of a traditional like paranormal romance series with shapeshifters set in a small town, but kind of like her Glimmer Lake series in Moonstone Cove, I think is the other one. It has more mature characters in it. So in this book, the main woman is in her upper 30s, I think, and she's got 2 kids, and she's dealing with moving back into this small town after her husband has died. And it's just really well done. There's a little murder mystery. You're like figuring out all the mysteries in the town. The characters are reasonable. The town supports each other, and it's just a nice read. I mean, all in all, it's a very like feel good read, and there is some romance in there. But you're getting to learn about this cool town and how they ended up as shapeshifters, and there's a murder mystery, and I don't know, it's just really nice. I'm becoming a really big Elizabeth Hunter fan just because her writing is like so easy to read, and it's just, her stories always make me feel happy. Like, they're just so pleasant to read. Like, yes, there's conflict and there's things going on, and some action and all that, but there's a lot of humor, and there's just a lot of people being somewhat decent to each other. So I really enjoyed that as well. And that's it. Those are the 3 books I read in July that I really enjoyed. Hopefully there will be more coming up. I will say that one of the books on my like book list to read this year was The Stand by Stephen King. And so I had spent the last week trying to really put in some hardcore reading time to read that. I did not realize I actually got the extended version. So the extended version is like 1,200 to 1,300 pages long. And I'm going to say, I have to admit defeat. I got about 850 pages in, and I just didn't like it. I just couldn't waste any more time reading it. And my Kindle was telling me I had like another 10 hours of reading, and I was just like, I can't do it. So, and a big part of that, again, is probably the opposite of what makes me like the Cambio Spring series is, and I know this about Stephen King because I've read a number of his other books, but there's like so much, I feel, unnecessary gore and violence, right? Like, I know he's trying to make a point, but there's like so much rape and sodomy and torture, and it's all just described ad nauseum. And and on top of it, to make it worse, this book was strangely boring. I mean, despite all the violence and whatever, it's just strangely boring because he goes into these very long, detailed backgrounds on every single character's past and history. And occasionally the character isn't even around very long, and you're like, well, why did I spend all this time getting to know this character? And I think it's trying to like make you understand why these characters are doing what they're doing and give you some emotional attachment to them, but mostly it just ended up being really boring. So yeah, again, I'm staying for the patent bar again. I don't know why I decided I'd pick that up. Maybe at some point I'll read the second half of it, but I don't think so. I kind of knew how it was going to wrap up just because it's pretty clear where the story is going while you're reading it. It just takes a long time to get there. So I did go read a little synopsis of how it wraps up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of what I expected. All right, moving on. And this was not meant to be a review for the stand, but it is a reason why I don't have more favorite books, because it just takes a lot of time to read a book that long. So that's that. My 3 favorite books. I hope you guys had a great month of reading, and if you have any books that you really love, please feel free to comment down below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.